Yeah, my old buddy David Bernard, who worked with us for years on the morning show and was my sparring partner for many years, and he's become a close friend.
Of course.
I mean, you know, David and I have stayed friends. He stood in my wedding. I mean, we've always been good friends.
And David was before my time, but I know New Orleanians love David and love you two together.
Yeah, and David loves New Orleans. He's a Houdat at heart, and he'll be rooting for the Saints, of course, when they get down here.
And he gave you a personal tour, didn't he?
You know, because we wanted to get the lay of the land, so we took you to David Bernard's neighborhood. Welcome to David Bernard's Miami Beach, Florida. David Bernard, it's so good to have you back on Channel 4, and ironically, you left Channel 4 in New Orleans to come to Channel 4 in Miami.
And I thought I would have gone far enough that I would never see you again.
But guess what? We're here. The Houdats are going to be in Miami.
That's right.
All this week, and culminating in the Super Bowl win on Sunday.
It's going to be great. I told everybody, I said, you want the Saints to be in the Super Bowl. If for nothing else, they will definitely know how to make Miami, which is a party town like New Orleans, twice the party town it normally is.
All right, now, I've only been here for a couple of days now, and I've noticed there are a lot of differences, but some similarities between Miami and New Orleans.
Well, you know, the big similarity between these two places is Miami and New Orleans. It's all about the party. It's all about tourism. It's all about bringing people here and seeing the city. Those are, you know, there aren't real big business industries here, you know, similar to New Orleans. We rely on tourism a lot. So in that sense, you know, we're used to getting people from all around the world and coming to see us, and big events like this, like the Super Bowl, just like it is for New Orleans. This is a really big deal for South Florida.
And now, one of the things I noticed about here, in New Orleans, everybody's kind of friendly and stuff like that. It's a lot of locals, but a lot of tourists as well. But here, it just seems like everybody's trying to one-up each other.
Well, as I said earlier, you fit in great. But yeah, there's definitely an attitude here in Miami, in South Florida, of just sort of that competition and who's better looking than the next person. And really, the best way to describe Miami is it's L.A. meets New York. You have all the flash of L.A., but Miami is not the South. I mean, people think Florida, the South. No, this is not the Florida Panhandle. This is not even Tampa and Orlando. This is a very eastern seaboard mentality here. So you have a lot of New Yorkers and Boston folks, so it has that feel to it. And then the whole L.A. model kind of scene. You get those two together. That's the best way to describe it.
And the club scene. I mean, there's a big club scene here. It's different from what we have in New Orleans. You have the big lines like you do in L.A. and New York. Now, I've noticed that behind us, now we're on Miami Beach now. Right. There's Miami and Miami Beach, and they're totally different.
Right. Miami Beach is its own city. Obviously, it's a barrier island, and it's just across the bridge from Miami proper, but it's its own city, and really it's been quite a story here just in the last 20 years. 25 years ago, if you came to Miami Beach, you wouldn't want to be here. It was crime-ridden, it was run down, it was a slum. And it started to come back in the late 80s and early 90s. It had a setback with Andrew in 1992, and then after that, it just took off. And to see that all of this has evolved in just a matter of 15 or 16 years, it's really pretty incredible.
And now, you advise for when the Houdats come down here, I mean, where would you go? What do you go see if you're only here for a couple of days?
Okay, well, first of all, it depends. I know a lot of people will be staying in Fort Lauderdale, but a lot of people will also be staying in Miami. Now, in Fort Lauderdale, great scene up there, Las Olas Boulevard, fun restaurants, great bars, right on the water, great scene there. South Beach, Miami Beach, I'm a little bit partial to that. My neighborhood, exactly. There is no shortage of things to do. First of all, we are on the pedestrian mall here on Lincoln Road. This is just great for, you know, you were saying this people watching.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, you know, when I would spend time in the French Quarter having coffee or a drink or whatever, you could sit there all day and you would see every piece of humanity walk by, and the same thing happens here. And then once you go over toward the ocean, then you have Ocean Drive, which is really what a lot of people see in the pictures when they think of Miami Beach. You see the old Art Deco buildings from the 20s.
And the South
30s.
Beach, yeah, those kind of things.
Right, you see that whole scene there.
And here we are on Ocean Drive in South Beach, and you kind of call this the Bourbon Street of South Beach.
That's the best way to describe it. I mean, first of all, it's very distinct. Just like when you see a picture of Bourbon Street, everybody knows that's the French Quarter and this is Bourbon Street. And all up and down here, you have these Art Deco buildings, and at night, you know, the neon. Everybody's seen those pictures. It's like quintessential South Beach. This is kind of the center of the party atmosphere down here.
All right, so David, I'm looking out on the horizon, and I see the cloudy, rainy skies. And I think who better than David Bernard to give us the ultimate Super Bowl forecast?
I can definitely tell you there's a Hurricane Houdat warning in effect, and we're expecting Category 5 breeze winds.
And shocky waves?
Damaging shocky waves, very damaging.